Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in our webinar today, Styrenics Made for Recycling. Our topic today is the Terluran ECO product line of mechanically recycled ABS. Our presenters today are Mrs. Elena Zhao, Product Manager for Americas ABS, Mr. Avi Sankar, Market and Applications Development for Americas ABS, and myself, Cliff Petty, Market Development Manager for Americas ABS. To start our presentation today, we'll do a quick overview of INEOS Styrolution, who we are. INEOS Styrolution is the global leader in styrenics with over 90 years of combined experience. We have over 3,600 employees, operate in 10 countries with 20 production sites. And one of the things that we're most proud of is our 2021 EcoVadis Platinum Sustainability Rating. The Platinum rating places us in the top 1% of all plastics manufacturers and top 1% of all suppliers assessed in all categories. And as part of that commitment, INEOS is committed to achieving net zero emissions by 2050. In fact, INEOS Styrolution has 4 sites that have been converted to 100% renewable power, with additional sites on the way. INEOS will use 30% recycled content in our polystyrene products in Europe by 2025. And INEOS ensures that 100% of our polymer products can be recycled. I'll now turn the presentation over to Mrs. Elena Zhao to talk a little bit more about our recycling strategy moving forward.
Thank you, Cliff. The need for sustainable product solutions is driven by an increasing interest from our customers for recycled materials. Brand owners pledge to provide recycled products to their customers. So the focus of the Americas region is really to achieve a circular economy. One sustainable solution for ABS is mechanically recycled Terluran ECO. So there's several different methods of recycling polymers. The goal of recycling styrenic polymers is to keep them from ending up in a landfill or for being incinerated. There's 3 main processes for achieving this that INEOS has employed over the years. One is chemical recycling, the other is depolymerization, and of course, mechanical recycling. INEOS uses each of these 3 processes across the organization, across various polymers, to provide customers with sustainable solutions. Chemical recycling and depolymerization are used to take polymers back to their base monomer. Mechanical recycling is used for ABS, and it really provides the most efficient and cost-effective method to achieve the best CO2 and greenhouse gas footprint. So we're going to focus on mechanical recycling for this presentation. And since this is really the process that's used to achieve the Terluran ECO GP22 MR50. INEOS Styrolution also collaborates with various partners and associates to help achieve more sustainable solutions for polymers. In the Americas, we're a member of Cyclex, which is a group of companies focusing on producing recycled content. In Europe, INEOS Styrolution partners with Baga for the production of Terluran ECO GP22 MR50. I will now turn this presentation over to Mr. Avi Sankar. He'll dive deeper into mechanical recycling.
Thank you, Elena. Good morning to everyone. And in the next few slides, we will dive deeper into the process of producing a mechanically recycled ABS, some of the key properties of this final recycled product, and also a technical overview of the Terluran ECO ABS grade. As you all may be aware, recycling involves separating and identifying plastic waste into individual categories. There are various techniques and methods to do this today. At INEOS Styrolution, we make use of a WEEE waste stream, which stands for Waste Electrical and Electronic Equipment. WEEE is a waste stream that contains several valuable materials which can be recycled. It plays a vital role to promote recycling and improve their commercialization and ecological benefits. Plastics roughly make up to 80 to 28% of this WEEE stream. They're mostly thermoplastic and can be recycled by reprocessing appropriately. ABS, in a lot of ways, it is similar to HIPS, and it can be recycled to a relatively big extent from WEEE streams. It is actually used in a higher quantity at segment household items, furniture, leisure. So no technical plastics of this segment and are typically recycled. So a great opportunity here is for the taking. We specialize in obtaining a clean source with no brominated or halogenated flame retardants. Our feedstock source for PCR flakes is well locked up, which makes our supply guaranteed. We then manage the process of shredding, washing, and flake sorting. This helps us to obtain a high purity post-consumer ABS flakes. Lastly, using our own intermediates, we compound a high quality recycled ABS product with this waste stream. Our final product may contain up to even 70% recycled ABS content with a really good balance of properties. ECO GP22 MR50 is a great solution for end-use applications that require recycled content driven by sustainability with lower carbon footprint in a circular economy that would not be possible with virgin alternatives. The available product currently contains 50% PCR content, and it comes in high quality black. It has a high gloss for a good surface finish. The product properties also match very closely with the Terluran standard GP22 black product, which you might be aware of, including low temperature impact, strength, and tensile behavior. The product offers a drop-in solution essentially for most applications that they're aiming to use it in. Various regulatory statements are also available, and it can be shared upon further request. I will discuss this more in the following slide. Apart from the technical data sheet and the standard safety data sheet, we provide certain regulatory documents upon request. We do have with us RoHA, Recycled Content Traceability Certificate, SPHC, REACH Declaration, and even including UL 94HB and the CP65 statements. These are all available upon request. In addition, we have kicked off an audit process as well to certify the recycled content in this product. So kindly let us know how we can help you get it started using our Terluran ECO GP22 MR50. A little bit more into the GP22 MR50's key properties here. The product is close to standard ABS grade. In other words, it does not require any downcycling. Downcycling is considered a less form of recycling in a broader sense of view, but so there's literally no downcycling required with this grade. It has very good impact strength and toughness with melt flow very similar to GP22 Black, the standard version. The modulus and heat resistance of this product is also up to the mark. It is carefully designed to not compromise on any one property. The color is limited to black currently. We will explore other colors as more opportunities arise in the future. We're always working to find better solutions to help your needs. Apart from food contact and medical device applications, this product is essentially a drop-in solution and is great for end-use application that requires recycled content. I will now turn it over back to Mr. Cliff Petty to go over some of the target applications for the Terluran ECO GP22 MR50.
Thank you, Avi. One of the big benefits of the Terluran ECO product line is the significant reduction in greenhouse gas impact. So one of the things that we did is we initiated a study that took a look at the greenhouse gas impact, the global warming potential over 100 years of standard ABS as produced by European manufacturers. And one of the things that we found is the Terluran ECO, by using 50% post-consumer recycled product, reduced the greenhouse gas impact by 38%. So essentially with Terluran ECO GP22 MR50, you get a product that has the same impact as GP22, the same impact as Lestran 433, has great color, great gloss, great tensile properties, there's really no downcycling to the product at all. You get all of these things plus a 38% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. And so the performance, you end up in a position where you have a product in which you get good technical performance along with significant greenhouse gas reduction footprint. So the next question that comes up a lot of times is, what type of application is Terluran ECO used in? And so as it is right now, Terluran ECO is produced regionally in Asia. It's produced in Europe. And right now we're looking at producing it here in the US. The Terluran ECO that you'll be using right now is imported from Europe, but it's been used in a lot of different applications. One example is a vacuum cleaner in Europe. The application required a good surface finish. In other words, you can't have an inferior finish on the vacuum cleaner. The product has to have good toughness. You can't be in a position where the vacuum cleaner gets hit or something like that and cracks because you have an inferior recycled product in its outer shell. Good flowability. There's a lot of weld line issue potential in an application like this. There's lots of ribs. There's lots of long flow areas. The GP22 MR50 fits all of these, but with a 38% reduction in greenhouse gas impact. So we talk about the products. Where is, a lot of times people will ask, where is Terluran ECO GP22 MR50 being used? And this is just a short list of some of the applications. The Terluran ECO GP22 MR50 is currently being used in a washing machine, front loader, front plastic cover. And it's there because the chemical resistance is pretty good for that product. It's at least as good as that as standard GP22, GP22 black. It's used in a lot of electronics applications. So we see a lot of battery powered, the UL94HB rating, coupled with its good performance. It's used in a lot of electronics applications, especially in the inner areas where you have structural, where the structure, the toughness is important. You see it used a lot in those type of applications. It's also used in a lot of small appliance type applications. Oftentimes, the black color is a little bit of a challenge because not everybody wants a black application, but it's used a lot in structural and component pieces to reduce the overall greenhouse gas impact of the actual product being produced. So we've covered a lot on the Terluran ECO GP22 MR50. We have a lot of information that's available. And if you'll please contact Mr. Avi Sankar with any questions that you have, we will follow up with an email with his contact information if you do have any questions about it. Technical data sheets, as Avi mentioned previously, California Prop 65 documentation, RoHS documentation, UL94HB yellow card, all of those things are immediately available. And the product is actually being warehoused here in North America and is available for immediate shipment now. So thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate you signing on to the presentation. We'll now kind of turn it over for any questions that anybody may have. Okay, actually we have a first one right away. What packaging options are available? Okay, Elena, if you don't mind, I'll have you answer that question.
Sure. So currently there's a couple of different packaging options. It's available in 25 kg bags in 726 kg boxes, and those boxes can be delivered in full truckloads or partial loads if necessary, and we could make it available in bulk.
Okay, thank you, Elena. Next question. Which colors is Terluran ECO available in? Avi, if you don't mind, I may ask you to follow up on that question.
Yes, sure, Cliff. So the ECO GP22MR50 is currently available only in black. We are exploring other colors as more opportunities arise, but currently we are limited to black, and yep, that's what's available currently.
Okay, thank you, Avi. The question came up, do you see this being utilized in the automotive industry? If you don't mind, I'll answer that one. The answer is yes. It's actually already being used by a major automaker here in North America. We, just to let everybody know, we actually stock this material here in the Chicagoland area, but we're also warehousing it in Mexico, where a lot of automotive molding is being done. So the answer is yes, it's actually already being used in automotive applications currently. Okay, next question. Is Terluran suitable for food contact? Abi, if it's okay, I may defer this one to you.
Yes, no problem, Cliff. Yeah, so it is not suitable for food contact or medical device applications currently. This product is essentially a drop-in and for other applications apart from food contact and medical device. It's very similar to the standard product in all the sense of physical properties and in general ABS properties.
Okay, thank you, Avi. Another question. Will this be produced in the US and when? And I think I may go ahead and answer that question. The answer is yes. Long term, we fully anticipate producing this product here in the US, and actually we're working on that currently as we speak. The long term, the challenge of producing the product here in the US is that our recycling systems aren't nearly as developed as they are in Europe and Asia, and getting quality, clean, consistent, rateable feedstock is much more difficult here than it is, especially in Europe, where they have the WEEE waste. In the US, our waste streams are a lot more mixed, and so it's been a little bit more difficult locking up a feedstock source for our PCR that we feel comfortable commercializing at this point. But to answer your question, long term, the answer is yes. We do fully anticipate producing that here in the US. Okay. Will this be available through distribution? Elena, if you don't mind, I may have you answer that question.
Sure. Yes, Cliff. So the product will be available through distribution. So please feel free to reach out to your sales rep, your distribution sales rep, and they'll have more questions. If you have any more questions for them, they'll certainly, we'll work closely with them to make sure that it's available to them, to you.
Okay. Thank you, Elena. Next question here. Will there be a premium price for this product, and how would it compare to the standard GP22 10009, 10009? So in terms of product performance, the products are almost identical. So the MVR, the viscosity, things like that are almost identical. The GP22 Black has a little bit better depth of gloss, but they're pretty close. So if you took 100 pencil bars and laid them on a table, I'm not sure you could pick out one versus the other. The base black color is identical. So we essentially matched the current GP22 Black color. And as far as the important question, I know that you're wondering about the price premium. It does come with a small price premium, but it's not a huge premium over the existing GP22 Black. Okay, let's see, lots of questions. Stability of supply. I guess I can follow up on that question also. Stability of supply. So this product is produced in Europe currently today, and so what we've done is that we've taken a significant inventory position here in both the U.S. and in Mexico for supplying locally. So if it's forecasted product and it's in place, we don't have any issues. As Abi mentioned during his presentation, the supply of the PCR is actually locked up years in advance. We actually purchase forward contracts for our supply of PCR content. That's how important that is for the development of that product. And so we have bought that well in advance, and so we are going to be fine in terms of availability and in terms of supply. So the other thing that we have people keep in mind is literally, as Avi mentioned, this is almost a drop-in replacement for GP22 Black. So for a lot of our customers, that's very reassuring, because worst case scenario, if something did happen, you could always go back to using GP22 Black, because the physical properties and the performance characteristics of the product are so similar. And trying to look for any additional questions here. I do apologize. In the circular shot slide, it showed up to 70% recycled content. This product is 50%. Do you intend to have a 70% as well? The answer to that is yes. We actually do have a 70% recycled content that we use and sell in Europe. It's a little bit more difficult. The 70% recycled content product, when you start getting above 50% PCR content in the product, the impact of the PCR becomes more pronounced, and the flexibility of your resin formulation, your base resin formulation, becomes a little more limited. And so, whereas the 50% product is literally a drop-in for GP22 Black, it's almost difficult to see a difference at all in the product performance of the product. The 70% gets a little bit more difficult. It's a good product, but not quite as robust as the 50% product. And so, in North America right now, both in North America or the U.S. and Mexico, we are only selling the MR50 product, and it is the vast majority of our sales of that product. Do you have UV weatherability information? I will defer this one to Avi, but I don't think we've done that work yet. Avi?
Yes, Cliff, I think we haven't done that yet, but that's something we can maybe look into. That's an interesting question. We can certainly look into this and provide you some feedback on some of that testing.
Yeah, it's certainly information that we could provide. We can do that work. And I think actually, I think our automotive customers actually have already done that work themselves on their finished parts. And I don't believe it's a whole lot different than our standard GP22 Black.
Yes, please reach out and we will try to do our best to provide you that information.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. How can I place orders? Elena, is it okay if I turn that over to you?
That's great. Thanks, Cliff. Yeah, you can reach out to your sales representative. You can reach out to Avi or Cliff or myself, and we'll direct you to a sales representative if you don't have one currently that you're working with. Or, of course, you can reach out to your distribution partner and your sales rep through distribution, and they will definitely be able to support you as well. So any of those contacts are free for you to place orders through.
Okay. Thank you very much, Elena. Next question. And so, is this product currently being used in applications in North America? And the answer to that is definitely yes. As I mentioned, it's being used in automotive applications right now. It's being used in consumer electronics applications. And so it's kind of remarkable the breadth of applications in which this product is being used. It's really being used in applications in which customers have clear sustainability goals, in which the customers identified sustainability goals. They've made commitments to greenhouse gas reductions. So it's actually being used at multiple large OEMs, actually worldwide, both in Asia, Europe, and in North America. Okay, got a couple more questions here. Okay, do you have approved automotive specifications, or is it used without the auto specs for auto? Okay, so yes, I'm going to say yes and no. So for some of the automotive manufacturers, no, we have not completed the specification process. For the automotive application that it is being used in, it's actually being done by a tier 1 molder. It actually had to go through that automotive manufacturer's specification and qualification process, and actually that was a pretty substantial process for doing that. So for the one automotive manufacturer, yes, it has been approved and it's being molded by a tier 1 molder currently. So I hope that answers that question. And then next question: are sample bags available? And Elena, if it's okay, I'll turn this back over to you.
Yes, absolutely. Samples are available. They're free of charge. So we'll supply you, a quantity of 25 kg bag. So please reach out to us and let us know, what your project requirements are and what we can do to get you started qualifying this. There's going to be an email address on the following slide that you can reach out to. Just jot that down or contact any of your account managers, and we'll get you the necessary quantities to get you started.
Okay, thank you, Elena. Okay, next question. What quantity will this be limited to? Is there a program which would be considered too large? As the commercial manager for this particular program, I can tell you that there is really no quantity limits. We can supply a lot of this material. As I mentioned, we've locked up that feedstock supply going forward for the next couple of years. There's not a program that would be considered too large at this point. The only thing that I'll mention is that we do need to have a forecast. This product is currently produced in Europe, and so it's not an issue to import the product and warehouse it here and have it available for our customers in the U.S. or Mexico for that matter. But we need to have good forecasts for this product. It's very, very important. Otherwise, we're open to just about anything in terms of development here. Okay, in the vacuum cleaner application, is it for the hose or the cover, and which components? And so the vacuum cleaner application is for the exterior components, the housing components, and some of the interior components. And so it's used actually in multiple places. It's not, the entire vacuum cleaner is not Terluran ECO GP22 MR50, but multiple components in the vacuum cleaner are, including visible ones, are Terluran ECO GP22 MR50, including multiple interior components of the vacuum cleaner. Okay. Can you post the technical data sheet in the chat? The answer to that is we have the technical data sheet. I just don't know how to post it in the chat. So I apologize for that. One thing that we will do when we send out the follow-up note with Avi's contact information, we will include the technical data sheet in that notice to everyone. And so we'll make that available. As Avi mentioned, we also have a lot of questions relating to regulatory issues, and we have a lot of technical documentation. We've done a lot of testing to make sure that we're compliant with California Prop 65, making sure that we're RoHS compliant, and so and UL 94 HB. So we have a lot of information on top of the technical data sheet that's available. So, okay, next question. Do you see a significant change in average molecular weight due to the PCR content? Avi, I guess I'll throw that your way. We may or may not know the answer to this, but I'll throw it to you.
That's a good question. When you look at the final viscosity, since it's so well matching to the standard ABS grade, the Terluran GP22 black, you don't have a massive difference between the molecular weight of the final product between the two grades. However, if you want for more of a specific, maybe a distribution rather than just the average molecular weight, we can perhaps look into that and provide you some details. It wouldn't be hard to provide you something of a comparison of the molecular weights of the two products. But we are pretty certain it is quite similar, just looking at the macro physical properties that we have in hand.
Yeah, and one of the big secrets of the Terluran ECO product line is the additive package that we use. That's kind of the special sauce. The fact that we've locked up a really good quality supply of PCR, plus the additive package. INEOS Styrolution, as I mentioned in an earlier slide, is a world leader in styrenics, all kinds of styrenics, not just ABS and polystyrene, but also a lot of specialty styrenic products. And we have a lot of technology and knowledge there that we've been able to successfully apply to make this product possible. Okay. I think, are there any additional questions coming on? One more question. Okay. Can you please repeat the actual greenhouse gas for standard ABS and GP22 MR50? So that was actually in the presentation here, and I guess I can go back and show that. So the ECO GP22 MR50 has a 38% lower greenhouse gas impact compared to the average of European ABS manufacturers. Now, if the question comes up, is that mass or is that emulsion ABS? I don't know the answer to that. Before we go there, I don't know that. This was actually a third party that actually performed this analysis for us, this assessment for us. And one of the things you're going to find throughout the Terluran ECO program is a lot of third party work. We use third parties to do the greenhouse gas reduction assessment for the MR50. We use a third party to validate the PCR content to make sure that we're not using post-industrial recycle product in the recipe, that everything we use is diverted from landfills. We use a third party to come in and audit and make sure that that's correct. So you're going to see a lot of third party information in any request that you put in. Okay. And okay, is the density of the material the same as I would be concerned about residual glass, talc, or calcium left over in the recycled feedstocks? Abhi, could I have you answer that question?
I think the density differences are very minimal between the two products. However, the residual question, we can provide you a little bit more in-depth information, perhaps in an email, if you're concerned about any specific material being in the finished product, or whether it is in parts per million or parts per billion. Yeah, we will be able to provide you a little bit more detail on the residuals, but in terms of density, it is a similar product, and it is carefully designed to be that way so that it can be a drop-in solution.
Yeah, just to follow up on Abhi's comments, so when we're separating the PCR flake, there's multiple things that we do to make sure that the PCR flake that we get is just 100% ABS, that it doesn't have PC ABS in it, that it doesn't have a lot of product with fillers in it. And so there's actually a really complex float tank system that's currently in place for doing that. So the specific gravity or the density of the Terluran ECO GP22 MR50 is almost identical to the standard GP22 black density, specific gravity. That's not to say that there's not a little bit of residual talc or calcium, as Abhi mentioned, in the parts per million level, but the float system that we have in place, the way that's organized, does a pretty good job of separating all of those out. Okay. Well, if there are no other questions, I want to take a minute and say thank you all so very much for joining our call today on behalf of Abhi and Elena. we want to say thank you guys very much for joining us on the call today. We will send a follow-up note with the technical data sheet and contact information for Avi. If you guys have any questions, comments, technical questions, please let us know. And as we mentioned, this product is immediately available through direct sales or through your distribution partners who we're going to be bringing up to speed here in the next couple of weeks. So this product is available in the U.S. and Mexico for immediate purchase. So if there are no additional questions, I may go ahead and say thank you guys again for joining the call, and have a nice afternoon. Thank you.
Driving success together.